Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here. Let's do the last Fan Fridays for the weekend. Let's show off a Drifblim since we haven't done a Drifblim battle in a while. So since this is last Fan Fridays for the week, please comment your battle code in this video. This is the one that I check for Fan Friday submissions. Submit multiples, give a little blurb about what's going on, but try not to spoil too much and we'll see how it goes. But let's get right into this battle. I'm excited. We've seen Drifblim into Kingdra before on Fan Fridays, and I've honestly wanted to show it again because that's an old Fan Fridays when I had a small amount of subs, and now it's like, okay, this will get exposure to a lot of people going, wait a second, that is mad awesome. Also, there's a Suicune involved, so maybe it just goes into like the most filthy, tanky filthiness that's ever filled the tank, you know, one of those. And now we have Kyogre, so Kyogre comes in, Primordial Sea. That is going to be the rain, and now we're going to see Kyogre leading off with that Origin Pulse. Big damage, doesn't miss, no hacks, and Drifblim barely going to survive it right there. Evasion's going to go up off that minimize, and whoa. Okay, now I'm confused because Kyogre... The Kyogre player is smart, that you would think, oh, flying type Pokemon, I'm going to throw down the Thunder, but Thunder is actually less damage than the rain boosted Origin Pulse. It just has that accuracy give up. So that would have been less damage if you went for Thunder, even though it's a super effective move. So the Origin Pulse was the highest play right there. However, following it up into that doesn't work. And now Suicune, it was just a minimize into Baton Pass. There's no risk right here. But now Suicune has some special defense, so it's going to make it harder for this Kyogre, especially Origin Pulse is just going to not be very effective. I guess he doesn't have the Thunder then. Calm Mind making it even harder. Also, Origin Pulse does not have 100% accuracy, so that's stacked with the minimize, and Origin Pulse has a low chance of hitting, while also not really doing much of anything. And is Suicune really getting all of its sustain from leftovers? Like, you see that. It's possible. Pokemon like Muck, even though they can pain split, sometimes you just see like dedicated leftovers only sustain if you have like Protect the Stall, or if you're going to get so tanky. Like every miss is going to be an 1/8 of its health back per hit, so that's a thing. And that's just going to keep adding up. So that's a lot of Calm Mind right there. Kyogre throws down the body. I don't understand why he has Body Slam, because that is a correctly EV'd Kyogre. I saw the Body Slam. I cut the video because I'm like, alright, opponent might be bad. Ran damage calculations. That Kyogre is just right. It has max special attack. It has 31 IVs. It is a competitive Kyogre to be able to do that much damage to the Drifblim. But it's still technically not enough in kind of a weird way. So let's just keep watching this battle and what happens. I wonder if the Body Slam is there, because it is 100% on the accuracy. Could get that paralysis down in those really weird tank matchups against water type Pokemon. Don't know why it's not Thunder. No burn off of all of these Scalds, which is pretty crazy to think about. But Suicune just straight up not taking any damage, and the opponent just forfeits straight up. Oh, I thought it was. I thought I was gonna go on a little long. You know, Kyogre eventually goes down, and then we kind of get to burn through the rest of his team. No, that's GG right there. Well, that didn't last long at all. So that means we gotta go and show off another one. Also, I think this screen should show the damage calc, so I'm just going to talk about the damage calc while I put in the other code. I am recording this one late. This is like after the news, so if I do editing and stuff, it's going to take too long, but this one is said to actually use the Kingdra. That's what I was excited for. I want to see Kingdra, but apparently this is also a very, very filthy strategy when we break down into the Suicune. Like, Suicune is one of the tankiest Pokemon in the game. I've talked about that in one of my strategy guides. Like, wow, this thing is like surprisingly tanky because its stats are absolutely nuts. But now we can go back into the battles, and this one is going to be free battle spot. The opponent does have a Mewtwo, and there could be some shutdown off of that. I don't remember what it's called. Vandabuzz, I think. Oh wow, I am blanking super hard. Mandibuzz. Why did I say Vandabuzz? Ooh, Master Ball Shiny. That's hacked. I'm pretty sure that was a Master Ball that we just saw right there. Sets up the Tailwind. Okay, things are about to get interesting because Drifblim's going to get minimized. Mandibuzz could knock off for big damage, or it could taunt, and then that's going to shut down the setup. But no, actually withdraws his Mandibuzz right there, and then goes into the Golem. Alright, so what is Golem going to do? Golem's just going to come in. That's a minimize. I think the knockoff is better than like a Stone Edge, or he's going for Rock Polish. So he set up the Tailwind. Now he has Rock Polish. So he's going for like super speedy, ridiculous sweep. Oh, it is Calm Mind. Drifblim. What is Drifblim's item? That's like what I'm confused for right now, because we didn't see the Citrus Berry against the Kyogre. If it had Citrus Berry, that would have made, like, not too much of a difference, because it would still get blown up by the other Origin Pulse. But at the same time, like, Citrus Berry procs on Burden, crazy things happen. Now Drifblim's actually gaining special attack. That is ridiculous when you think about it, because we didn't see this on the other Kingdra sweep. What we saw in the other Kingdra sweep was, I believe, like, stockpile, so Kingdra just gets really tanky defensively as well, and then you go Focus Energy, and then the coolest thing ever happens. So Drifblim's going to keep avoiding the attack. That's the Focus Energy. That shows Drifblim is ready to Baton Pass it out. You know, you get some minimized, call it good. Rock Blast going to keep on missing, and that is going to be Baton Pass. So now Kingdra is going to do more damage than anything right now, and that is going to snowball his sweep. So the thing about Kingdra is it also has a Sniper ability. So the Sniper, I believe it's like 2.25 times damage on a critical hit instead of 1.5 times. Hydro Pump is going to miss though. No, you just go and use Draco Meteor. There's no point to use Hydro Pump when you have +3 on the strategy. And Golem is going to have the that anyways. So the idea behind the strategy is you want to use Draco Meteor, because Draco Meteor, while it lowers your special attack, if you give Kingdra a Focus Energy, that's +2 to its crit chance, and then if you give it a Razor Claw, that's another +1 to its crit chance, and then the opponent just dies straight up, because now you're ignoring your special attack drop, because a crit will ignore that, and then you're just doing full damage, critting every time, so it's like double damage on Draco Meteor, which is why if you get that Calm Mind in there, the opponent just is absolutely over. And now it is going to be Mewtwo X, so fighting type doesn't really change anything if it was Mewtwo Y or Mewtwo X. The physical damage is going to be a lot bigger if it does land on the Kingdra. Kingdra's using Ice Beam though, so this is not the Draco Meteor Kingdra. Okay, that is actually really surprising, and something I guess worth talking about, question mark, because, and there's an Ice Beam. So yeah, it was Ice Beam, Hydro Pump. What was the other move? Because when you have that, you know, you should have Ice Beamed against the Golem, just in case of accuracy, even though your Kingdra is pretty much unkillable. And then you could still Draco Meteor everything if you wanted to as well. Okay, Ben. I do like the idea though. I do like the idea because there's one more battle submission. Like I said, I'm not really feeling it for the editing right now, because if I edited it, the video would come out like an hour later than it's currently coming out. I feel the video is pretty late as is. But the thing about the Suicune that I like is, as we saw in the first battle, if you don't get your Focus Energy, there's really no point in going into your Sniper Kingdra for all those crits, but you can get some Calm Mind. So it's like, would you do the... It's kind of weird to see how you'd run the strategy, because it does have higher peaks than the other Kingdras that we have seen. But at the same time, I would do Focus Energy first, because Focus Energy is still going to be more damage than the Calm Mind, and that still lets you play into Draco Meteor if you are running that set. Now we do have Suicune coming in, and Suicune seems like a great Baton Pass option if you don't get that off. So maybe you run a high defensive Suicune, minimize, Calm Mind. Oh, I'm too low, it's too risky to go into my Kingdra right now, so let's just go into the Suicune and see how it deals with it. But this team actually has a pretty decent electric weakness. So Evasion's going to be raised right there. Thunder's going to keep missing. And Drifblim has a minimize. Now, there is another item you can run instead of the Citrus Berry that works just fine. Oh my goodness. The Electrode can't land anything. That's a Focus Energy as well. Yeah, but the Electrode can't land anything. Oh, even the Thunder Wave is going to miss. But if you're running Bright Powder, you're also pretty good. Okay, so early Baton Pass, just going to minimize into the Focus Energy into the Kingdra. Now, watch this Thunder to land. Yeah, the Thunder's going to land onto Kingdra. It will be a neutral hit, and Electrode does decent damage, but not ridiculous. But the Paralysis will actually happen, and Kingdra has the Hydro Pump. Electrode's going to avoid that as well. Okay, this is exactly what I didn't think it was going to be, because when you get that Sniper up, you have to run Draco Meteor. So PSA to everyone. While that was a pretty sick crit on the Hydro Pump for KO, the Draco Meteor, slightly better accuracy, more damage, more reliability, and I think you need to have more faith in the Drifblim. Like, if you have the minimizes, I think you can still... Okay, I'm going to have to run a damage calc on that one to see, like, if you can survive a Thunder from the Electrode while you are playing with that Fire, but instead of going for... focus energy, that's, I think, a time where you go for Calm On. Calm On, you survive it, and then that's when you focus energy, survive for the extra. I don't know, but wow! That did not work out at all. So yeah, like if you had the extra Calm Ons, might have been enough damage. But there is something to this, because you preserve the Drifblim in full. Now, no matter what it comes into, it will be able to Baton Pass into the Suicune. So I guess this team also puts a lot of weight onto the Suicune. Because I was thinking about, it's like, okay, like, yeah, Drifblim can refresh for the Suicune, but it looks like Suicune is intended as being much of a carry as, what we just saw, the Kingdra. So Kingdra really mixing up right here. Fire Blast, not going to do anything to the Drifblim. Drifblim's going to keep spamming that Calm Mind, looking at the threats like, okay, we don't need as much evasion. We're just going to try to tank out this damage, and then Suicune's going to be able to body this fool right here in this Altaria. Altaria just running offensive, Moonblast. We see a Flamethrower. We also see the Dragon Pulse. So nothing too crazy. That is going to be more evasion right there. There's another Moonblast. Drifblim's going to keep avoiding these attacks, and that's a Baton Pass. So a lot of good stats going into the Suicune right now. And Suicune is going to show us what it can do. It has to have Ice Beam. Like, Scald, Ice Beam, it'll do things. Moonblast will land, but we're going to see how tanky the Suicune is. After, yeah, we already know it's after a couple Calm Minds. Ooh, the critical hit, though, ignoring the Calm Minds. So, yeah, Suicune would have taken, like, 3 damage off of this Altaria. And that is going to be a withdraw. It knows. It's like, okay, Ice Beam's coming. That's bad. But Camerupt's coming. I mean, Camerupt is still not going to do anything. And Suicune threw out the Scald anyways. I don't know if that was a prediction or just like, if I burn the Altaria, that could be nice for the extra follow-up on the Ice Beam. Camerupt just goes straight down right there. And it wasn't Mega Camerupt. So, that's a thing. And Suicune would outspeed it anyways. And then Altaria comes in. Altaria has the no damage against this. Does Suicune not have Ice Beam? What are the moves on these Pokemon? Okay, this is kind of weird. So that's a crit into burn. I guess it's just going to be Scald all the way. Now, does Suicune have Protect for the leftovers sustain? What other moves does this Pokemon possibly have? Okay, so the Drifblim's working well. Like, every once in a while you can tech in the Calm Mind on the Drifblim. Suicune has Calm Mind as well. Going to gain a bit more damage. Calm Mind works. Set up Calm Mind. Opponent still takes damage from burn. Now you're doing even more damage. And then you get hits and then you win. So yeah, the Drifblim worked out. I want to know the Drifblim item. Maybe Mental Herb to stay in on the Mandibuzz so well. Suicune healing up on the leftovers. Yeah, and like, oh, I guess it's Rest. Rest, Sleep Talk, Calm Mind, Scald. That's what it is. You don't. I haven't seen the Rest Suicune in a while, and I didn't think it'd be as necessary if you're setting up that many stats, because if you have Minimize, potentially Stockpile, or Calm Mind and stuff, you're going against certain attackers. The Chesto Berry is all you need, because you just need like 1 full health to come back, and then you'll be good to go. And then that's where you could run the Ice Beam for coverage. But at the same time, if your Suicune has Calm Mind, it goes +6. Even against a Pokemon that's resisting it, you're still going to get enough in the Scald to where it doesn't really matter. So that's going to be more Scald onto Altaria after setting up a couple Calm Minds. Damage is adding up. Altaria goes for the Moonblast. It can still go for a Roost, which is like the problem right now. But I think the game's pretty much over anyways. Like, Altaria will eventually run out of Roost. The stall will be real. Technically, Suicune could just like rest forever if it's worried about running out of PP. Altaria doesn't go for... Oh, wait. Did Suicune just like outspeed? I wasn't paying attention. Was it outspeeding the whole time? But yeah, that's going to be damage on the Scald. That's going to be Altaria going down. I think it might have gone for Moonblast set. I don't know. Like, the timing just got really messed up, and that will be the end of the battle right there. So here's some other things. Whoop, that's comments. I was looking for comments for the fan fries. So yeah, that's what it looks like when I do things. But the damage calculator, set it up on the Drifblim Primal Kyogre. Wait, I already showed you guys this. Right. So the other one that I wanted to show was Drifblim into the Electrode. So Electrode is going to have special attacker. Thunder on level 50 is going to be, ooh, is it enough? It might be enough actually, because Thunderbolt's high. Thunder is in the same realm as the Origin Pulse, so that's actually really interesting to think about. And that's on a modest Electrode, so if you think about a Timid Electrode going for the most speed, Timid would survive, which means Drifblim was kind of safe, but then going for the reset, that still works out pretty well in the end. Interesting battle, interesting team comp. I think it can still be slightly optimized with like the Dragon or the Draco Meteor on the Kingdra, and then Chesto, Resto, Suicune probably I don't know how many times you've used like rest, sleep talk after Chesto Resto after setting up. So the Ice Beam would help for those situations where you could just end a battle. But there we go. Solid team. Good way to end Fan Fries. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.